Hello, everyone. My name is Eris Venia. I am an artist, I am a poet, I am an activist from Cleveland, Ohio. I wanted to take the opportunity to put a face and a voice to the open letter that I wrote to Charles Ramsey. And so I'm going to offer up this letter and then offer a little bit of commentary afterwards and tell you just a little bit about myself. And it'll be as quick and as painless as possible. All right. Dear Mr. Charles Ramsey, first and foremost, thank you. Thank you for being an upstander versus a bystander. All too often, we are quick to flee from the things that could land us in imminent danger, but you, in your hearts of hearts, knew what the right thing to do was, and that was to come to the aid of someone who was crying out. We, as the members of this great city of Cleveland, are forever beholden to you for finding three of our daughters who we thought we'd never see again, but through the grace of the Most High, they are now safe. In plain speak, you said something so prolific, and I want to unpack the statement that you made. When a little pretty white woman runs into the arms of a black man, you know something's wrong. What does the statement mean in 2013? For me, it spoke volumes. It says in America we are taught to fear black men. They are assumed to be violent, angry, and completely and utterly untrustworthy. This statement also says what we have known always to be true for this country. White women, specifically pretty white women, have no business in the same space as black men. For as long as we can remember, American society has been the sustainer of white women and the slayer of black men. We have seen it with the all too familiar story of Emmett Till. We have seen it with the less familiar story of George Steiny, the youngest person in the United States ever executed. At 14 years old, he was charged with the murder of two white girls in Alaku, South Carolina. He was charged with this murder after being the last to see the two girls alive and even helped to search for them. With no evidence and no concrete witnesses, he was sent to the electric chair with a booster seat for his 90-pound body. His case never reopened, even after the culprit admitted to committing the crime. I write this letter with extreme gratefulness because I know how this country has historically made a mockery of and torn down men like you. Black men who have been the fall guy. Black men who are assumed guilty for wearing hoodies and having wallets that somehow get mistaken for guns. So we all know that you could have easily said that you would not put yourself in harm's way. And for your act of heroism, you are met with extreme scrutiny dredged in jest. Joke after joke for telling your truth as plain as you knew how. You, Mr. Ramsey, were made fun of for flinching when the sounds of police sirens struck an innate reaction of terror in you. We all know that the police were not made for the protection of black men. The 911 operator who engaged you with disdain, disbelief, and sheer aggravation reaffirmed that you don't have to be white to support white supremacy. So if you don't look like a hero, speak like a hero, dress like a hero, wear your hair like a hero, then you are just another person used to build the comedic chops of aspiring YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram sensations. Thank you, Mr. Ramsey, for your discernment. Words can't express what you have done for the families that finally have answers. As for the court jesters, there's not much that we can do for the cowards who don't see that you did for there is not much that we can do for the cowards who don't see that you did what the Cleveland Police Department and the FBI could not do for an entire decade. As James Baldwin said, when a man asks himself what is meant by action, he proves that he isn't a man of action. Action is a lack of balance. In order to act, you must be somewhat insane. A reasonably sensible man is satisfied with thinking. Thank you, Mr. Ramsey, for being somewhat insane enough to act. With love, Eris Venia. And so, I posted this letter to my blog just to kind of vent what I was thinking and what I was feeling when I heard Mr. Ramsey say that statement. That statement jumped out at me. And this is not to push away or push aside any other statements that he made. He's an eloquent speaker, and plain speak is something that um, I cherish. It's very important that we use the words that are accessible to all people to get the point across. Um, and so I'm grateful to him for being able to do that. But when he said that statement, it just said so much to me about the current state of our world. And it goes to show that even though we have come far, because I know a lot of people want to say we have a black president now, so everything is okay. Everything is not okay with the way that we deal with race and class and gender in this country. And so that's all I'm going to say about that. That is my statement. I stand behind it. I thank you all for sharing it around. It's just a small part of me. Um, and I just appreciate you all. I appreciate Mr. Ramsey. We will be doing in the city of Cleveland a fundraiser for him specifically, because even though we know um, these women are going to get immense support from our community, sometimes we don't honor our heroes. And so him and the other gentlemen who were responsible for getting these women to safety, we are going to be lifting them up and doing a fundraiser for them. Um, just a little bit about me. Like I said, I am born and raised Cleveland, Ohio, tried and true. I am a graduate of Shaker Heights High School, class of 2002. I am an artist. I'm a poet. I'm an activist. I've said that before and I will say it again. Poetry is my heart. I am also an earring designer. You will notice my earrings from my line called Strange Fruit. Um, you can check out my poetry videos also on YouTube. If you just type in my name, you will see them posted. And the last thing I'm going to leave you all with, because we're at 7 minutes and I don't believe in doing long videos, is a project that I'm working on called Black Girls Guide to Success. And I might change it to Nappy Headed Girls Guide to Success. I'm not really sure. But I have a whole stack of these little tidbits that I've been pulling together as I've gone along in this life and in this world, that have guided me towards just getting myself together to do the things that I love and that I want to do. So I have this whole stack of them. They're all here. And I'm just going to pull one out and I'm going to elaborate on it for a second. So I'm shuffling them up and let's see what we get. So this one that I have on here, it says, get naked. And the reason that I think that it's important to get naked, not necessarily in the physical sense, but in the emotional and mental sense sometimes. And I wrote down, being open and transparent allows people to see you, and it allows you to see yourself. And so don't be afraid to show people who you are. If you keep hiding yourself away, you'll end up being around people who don't know who the real you is. And so it's easier to love yourself unconditionally and without apology early on. And that way, when you get naked, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So don't be afraid to show yourself. Once again, I thank you. This is Eris, Venia. Peace.